Hello and welcome back to the finish line and another episode of Talking Points. Just myself and Sean tonight. So if you're new here, click that subscribe button. And as always, Talking Points is a live show. So comment in the comment section any questions, any views you have, and we'll get them throughout the show. Sean, how is the form? How are you this weekend?
Not too bad. A two-man squad tonight. The racing hits a little bit of a low now after Christmas, doesn't it, for a week or two, and then we pick back up. Looking forward to Dublin Racing Festival. The countdown is on.
Countdown is on 4 weeks, and we'll be there. Leopardstown. Look, sure, since we're talking about that, may as well start with the news. I was going to keep it to the end. Leopardstown Dublin Racing Festival might be the last time we see Honeysuckle.
Yeah, it's big news today. I'd be one that would be very happy with this news. I would have been very unhappy to see her go down the Mare's Hurdle route now. I think if she had a loss on that, it really would have put a big dampener on her career. I think, listen, I don't think there'll be a man there not cheering Honeysuckle on coming down the straight. My God, imagine the scenes if she was to lift that. But she definitely has worthy competition in state, man. So it makes out to be a very good race with that narrative now.
Yeah, it was, if people don't know, it was announced today by Peter Maloney, Kenny Alexander's race manager, that it's more or less either going to be the champion hurdle at Cheltenham or retirement. So I'd say it's more or less going to boil down to how she runs at the Dublin Racing Festival. Be it she wins, gets beat, close second or third. But my heart think it's win or nothing. If she doesn't win the Dublin Racing Festival, you can't realistically see her winning at Cheltenham.
Yeah, I don't think winning, but do you know what? The way I could see her going to Cheltenham, only if she went out fighting on a sword. If they were neck and neck going down the finish, I think they'd let her have her chances run.
Yeah, looking back at it, and since all the dust has settled and all that, it was not the worst run in the world.
No, definitely not. Like, she swung in.
It's more or less what she's run to the last, 3 years?
Yeah. No, she's definitely not the worst one in the world. Like, she swung into the second last, and she looked like if she gave her a squeeze, normal Honeysuckle say, "Oh, she's gonna go away now," and she just didn't get away from them. Maybe the Hoopu and Classical Dream are the best she's faced in that hurdle, and they just might have outstayed on the day.
Yeah, and if you come to think of it as well, her best performance have been the second part, well, not the second part of the year, second part of the season every year. So look, we'll be there, and we'll be rowing. Look, could you imagine if she wins? The roof will come off the stands, and if there'll be grown men crying there.
It'd be nearly like Faheen stuff, won't it? The roar in that place if she comes home. My God,
it'll be something special. Monty, just any news on Brandy Love, lads? As far as I know, she's in training and she's due to come out in the next few weeks. I think that race at Punchestown, is it the Annie Power Hurdle or whatever it's called?
Yeah, Vega Hurdle. I think
Vega Hurdle. Yeah, the one in start of February or something like that. Apparently she's going there. Right, so we can touch on the racing that we have. It's not much happened over the weekend, but we are going to touch on starting with Love Envoy, Sean, winner of the listed race there on Saturday at Sandown. Very good winner, only ever beaten once in her life. She's had to throw her hat right into the mare. Look, before we get off that mare's hurdle, we'll get onto it in a minute, but once we get past Love Envoy, that mare's hurdle is looking one of the races of the festival.
Yeah, Jesus, it's a really hot division now. Love Envoy on Saturday, she didn't do much long. She absolutely loves the soft ground, doesn't she? Around Sandown, we've seen her halfway down the back. She was pulling the arms out of Johnny Book. She jumped on the hurdles, went by two of them, and was up on the lead. And I'd say it was a case of Johnny Book saying, "I've no choice but to go on here," and she stayed all the way to the line, powered up. In terms of going forward now, in the mare's hurdle, I think she'd have a good chance. I just think if she got soft ground, now I'd really like her chances a bit more. I don't know if she has the turn of gears that maybe Marie's Rocker and Epatante has on the quicker ground, but by God, she's definitely gone there with a chance.
Yeah, as I say, look, she's only ever been beaten once, and that was at Fairyhouse when Brandy Love beat her. Yeah, look, I think it's another horse as well. We're not going to talk about it as well, but it's probably going to end up here as well. Is Tell Me Something Girl. Look, she won today, but Jesus Christ, that was hard to watch today. But Love Envoy, I hear what you're saying on proper soft ground. Where do you get it on the Tuesday at Cheltenham is another thing. I'm the same. I think the likes of a Brandy Love, and even an Epatante at her age, Murray's Rock, I
Yeah, I
think they're
just
going
think
to have too much gears for.
yeah, they could sit on her tail coming over the second last. I could see them sprinting away where maybe she hasn't got that instant turn of foot that they might have.
Yeah, what they could do now is make plenty use of her.
Yeah.
If Johnny Burke tries to turn into a proper stamina test, I think that'll take the likes of Epatante, who, look, we don't know whether she really stays at Chet and she stayed at Aintree.
Aintree, that's right.
Me personally, I wouldn't have Epatante in. I think she's regressing very quickly now. She's having 2 hard races behind Constitution Hill. Not so much hard, but you expect more out of her still. I think the Murray's Rock, I think even in the stable, I think would be better for her than her for this.
I was really taken by Maria's Rock the last day. Now they made that a proper stamina test with the Rasha going off out in front, and she really won well. I think if Love Envoy was to have our best chance, it'd need to come up soft on the Tuesday for me now.
Yeah, look, we just have a quick look at the betting here now. The Mayor's, look, Marie's Rock is in a 3-1 favourite. We've Brandy Love at 5, Epatante 5, Love M by 5, Honeysuckle is in up. She's more or less not going. Echoes and Rain, Queensbrook. It's more or less a 4-horse race because Echoes and Rain, yeah, she's a good mare, but you think she's going to fall short of that. Same with Queensbrook, Roy Kahala. She wears it well, winning the last time. They're up in the air now between Pertemps or here. I'd say they go here, but it's looking a very, very good race. And right now, Marie's Rock I put up as a horse to follow at the start of the season. Until I see Brandy Love, she's going to be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, like I mean, normally having Willie Mullins odds on shot going into this race are a very hot Willie Mullins favourite, but this year it's a mighty competitive race. It's setting up to be one of the races, I'd say, the festival competitive wise. There's not like them 4 up the top of the market. Very hard to split them. If you're coming down with a strong argument on either of them, I think it could be a very good race.
And just goes to show, stick with the races like this throughout the festival. Like years ago when this was brought in, people thought it was going to be a Mickey Mouse race, but the whole idea behind it seems to be working out now, and there's a lot of high-class mares running in this. Right, we will move on to Sandown again. We'll go to the Tolworth Hurdle. We had Tamaras for Paul Nichols winning a 5-2 beating Lastro Boy at 16-1 and Nemean Lion back in third at 18-1. Look, we'll start with the winner first. Sean, Tamaras in at 12-1 for the Supreme now after that win. It really strikes me as a lost in translation kind of performance.
Yeah, I backed this fella myself. I just thought I'll just start with Authorized Speed, the favourite that we had in the race. I just thought his jumping needed to improve a lot, and 2 hurdles in, we seen early mistakes, and he just wasn't getting his own way. He was gone early for me. And the favourite, sorry, not the favourite, Timoris, he absolutely knocked the last 2 out of the ground. And still went on up that Sandown hill, which is good to see. I think the best you'll see over him maybe a stepped up and trip. He can hit flat patches, and you see Copton just giving a push and a niggle at certain stages in the race. I think if he was to go to a Supreme, he could be swept off his feet very quickly, and you probably see that jump and come under more pressure where he might hit 1 or 2. For me now, I wouldn't have him in a Supreme hurdle picture. Good horse now, but I think you might see him at the end of the season maybe stepped up to 2.5, maybe somewhere like an Aintree.
Yeah, it was a strange kind of race. You said there, like, Authorized Speed, there was question marks about his jumping coming into this, and there's a lot more after it. Artie Brazil, he didn't go in. He didn't go in yard the whole thing. No, he should have been pulled up a lot further out before 2 hours. He didn't. Like, he won his maiden hurdle. Yeah, grand. You'd expect a lot more Henry just to bring him over here. He didn't run any sort of race. Authorized Speed has no hope in hell of winning any sort of grade race jump like that, be it grade 3, grade 2, or grade 1. Has no hope in hell. I thought Lastro Boy ran a very good race. He actually beat Tamaras in a bumper last year, and there's not much between them. I think there won't be much between them again if they meet again. But Tamaras very good going forward. Supreme horse.
How much weight this race carries going forward for me now would be little and none. Like, you're looking at the winner, I'd say he still looked great. He still looked a bit raw in front now. He came up to the line and he was having a look in the stands and wasn't doing a whole awful lot. So there might be a little bit more under the bonnet for him.
Yeah, I think the more further up in trip he goes, you say, I think it's where we see the best out of him. I think a flat out 2 miles around Cheltenham or in grey ones like that with proper horses, because majority of this field couldn't jump and it kind of fell into his lap more or less. But good performance, all well and good. Look, we talk about the elephant in the room, which comes around to authorized speed. There's another horse from Facile Vega's bumper that has failed to do anything for the form. Really, it's people are asking us to talk about it on Twitter today, so we'll address it. To me, it doesn't really worry me about what Facile Vega is going to do. Facile Vega is beating these convincingly, but it's a bit worrying at the price he is right now.
For me personally, now I would say the winner on the race on the day had a torrid run around. Like, if you don't forget, we got a downpour in this bumper and they were worried whether it was going to even run. There was being floods, the track was being checked. You'd see better ground at Lingfield nearly than what this was run on now. I think he had a bad run around and he was definitely the best horse on the day. Now, when you look in behind, I definitely would be saying there's a couple of worries. Like, obviously, James Gate's gone injured. Seabank Bistro, the likes of them, Music Drive haven't really performed. Looking at it as a race in a whole, from behind Facile Vega, probably not the strongest. No, there hasn't been much to come out of it. But for him, I think he was that far ahead of them. I wouldn't be too worried about Facile.
Yeah, I'd be the same. I think it's going to take a very, very good one to beat him. And there might be one whose form took a boost today. Today at Naas, in the Lawlers and Naas, and that's Champ Kiley who won it, but Marine National's got a boost. We'll get on to it in a minute, but we'll talk about the Lawlers and Naas. Champ Kiley won at 10-3. He was nicely backed in from 11-2. He won by 2.25 lengths from Irish Point. Dom Rising back in third. I know what you think was fourth. The favourite, Grange Clare West, 15-8. He finished fifth, beating 10.75 lengths, but it's being reported, vet report, Gelling to be blowing hard post race and coughing a few times. So there's a valid excuse for him there. But look, Champ Kiley, he's come back from his disappointing run last time out over 2 miles. What struck me was he ran, I can't remember what's the name of the race again?
The Royal Bond.
The Royal Bond. Ran the Royal Bond and he was uncontrollable, but back up and trip, settled out and lovely in front. Danny Mullins in the front is just on a different planet.
Canny Danny, what a man. There's no better than him out. There's no better than him out the front now. I think he gave this fella an absolute pearl. Like you said the last day in the Royal Bond, he completely lost his head halfway around and bolted to the front and lost all his chances then. I don't think there's no fluke about this race now. He's beaten all the correct horses, like Irish Point in behind, Don Rising, another way I think in the Grange Clare West. Yeah. He's beating the right horses for me now. But you could see Danny on the bench looking around trying to fill this guy up, and especially with the 2 hurdles that were taken out in the straight. I wonder had a big part to play. Now, he's a good jumper. It might have helped him a bit more. I'm not too sure what might have happened with the 2 of them being out. But he was a good winner, and I take nothing away from him. As I said, he's beaten Irish Point. That's Royal Bond form, like Marine Nationale, them sort of horses in there. It's a good level for me. Where he goes next, I don't even think they're too sure yet themselves whether they're going to go down the Supreme route or they're going to go Ballymore. But as of the favourite, I thought he had a chance coming around the bend. He squeezed him up and he was in behind Danny. But when push came to shove, there was nothing there. So maybe, as you said, the vet report coming back around Coughlin might be his excuse.
Yeah, look, Champ Kiley, I still don't think he gets that much respect because he made his debut at Galway in around the summertime. It's same with Marine Nationale, two of them were kind of summer horses who progressed into the proper jump season. I think the hurdles in here would have made him win by further, if I'm honest. His jumping is one of his great assets. I really like him, and I think he'll still get a price on the day no matter where he goes. To me, I'd go Ballymore all day long. His best performance now has been over 2 mile 4, and his Galway maiden was over 2 mile 5. There are zero worries about him staying that ship, and if anything, if he just sits in behind the pace or he can make his own run and over that distance, you could see an even better performance. And look, we say he lost his head behind Marine Nationale in the Royal Bond. He was still only beaten 4.5 lengths for the amount of things he done wrong.
Yeah, he done a lot. He done a lot wrong, as you said. Like they could be still learning about him. Like today could have been the wonder. Like he needs to go off the front, and that's the key that they've learned to him today. I heard David Casey saying after the race they're not going to go 2 miles 6 at the Dublin Racing Festival. They don't think 3 miles will be his route. So that for me now would be probably the Bartlett rule though, and the Ballymore and the Supreme being the two options. But off the front, he could be interesting. You wouldn't want to be giving him an easy lead, let me tell you, in either of those races.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't run then until Cheltenham. If they can't find the proper race from, they're not. I don't think they'll. They could
Yeah,
look.
because
They could easily drop him down to 2 miles unless they could find a 2 mile 4 race somewhere for him. It could be. Was there 2 mile 4 race at Clonmel? As far as I could be wrong, the one that Allaho won before. That could be
I think it's three. I think it's
3 mile.
three.
That's 3 mile,
Yeah.
right? That's out. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him till Cheltenham if they can't find a proper race from.
Yeah, definitely. And they had him out early enough at Galway and all, and the Royal Bond and Tipperary. They might want to give him a little freshen him up.
Yeah, he's right now for the Ballymore. You can get 7-1 for him for the Ballymore with Hermes Allen 3-1 and Gaelic Warrior 6-1 second favourite. Right now, he'd be the one I'd be siding with at that price.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I'd say you'd probably get near to that on the day as well because he'd be second choice. I reckon. Well, maybe he won't be, but yeah, I don't think he'd be too far off that price on the day.
Right, we'll move on to the Irish Stud EBF Novice Chase and your baby, your love child. Appreciate it. Wins by 21 lengths and take it away, your Arkle baby.
Yeah, this is my little baby. This is appreciate it. Listen, what did we learn? Anything new today? No, we learned he could jump, and I thought he's not doing a tap in front for me now. He's idle doing nothing out there. He jumped around. He got in tight to one, but put himself right again, and we learned nothing really for me now. I could see. Hopefully, he goes to Dublin Racing Festival. If he runs in the 2 mile race there, well then we're definitely Arkle bound. That will be the nail in the head for me now. Say he's going the Arkle.
I just can't have him as an Arkle horse. I really think he's the Turner's horse. I think he just spends that much, a split second too much in the air when he's jumping. And that will cost you in an Arkle. I think you get him out in front in a Turner's, he will gallop and jump people into submission. I think the likes of Jambon, I can still call him Jambon and Dysa Dynamo might be just that too fast from over a fence. Jambon especially, his jumping is electric.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt in John Bond's jumping now, but I just think like he's bone idle in front. Even Paul Townend saying it. I don't think he's doing half a tap. I'd love to see this fella with a lead. Now we're not going to get it unless he go to Dublin Racing Festival. Like today, he was never going to be up there. Someone bringing him along. I'd love to see someone in front of him with a tiger on his back, and I think that's where you might see what you want: slicker jumping, going quicker when he's at target with someone to aim at.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's going to all happen too quick from even that niggly mistake he made down the back straight. You can't even do that in an Arkle. You're on the back foot straight away. And if you have proper horses, like even an El Fabiolo, a Jambon, a Dysa Dynamo, if they're gone off in front of you, they're gone away for you, you're going to have to use petrol to catch them.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I wonder. Like when he has something in front of him, will he be taking? Like, you should see him print some good leaps now, taking off. I wonder would he take them longer leaps, and he won't be getting because Paul will be asking him at that stage, go and jump it instead of getting into it and popping it.
Yeah, like he will have to run at the Dublin Race Festival and have to jump in around horses at race speed. If he misses the Dublin Race Festival and goes straight to the Arkle, you can't be having because he's not at their it's not about even having a proper race because you can get horses ready or whatever. It's about being in around horses, going at race pace. What will he do? How will he learn?
Yeah, that's half the reason now, to be honest. If he goes to Dublin Racing Festival, I'd be siding with wherever horse wins that Dublin Racing Festival over Jambon because I don't think we're going to see Jambon have a really good test like that. They'll probably dodge him again. He's supposed to run at Warwick. They'll probably dodge him and he won't. He'll have a 3 or 4 runner race again. And if Cheltenham's going to be his first one and we have to learn it all under the pressure, what he's going to be like now is jumping so far as being foot perfect. But I just wonder under the heat of an Arkle, could we see little falls in him? Little faults, not faults, sorry, faults.
Yeah, look, that's wishing him falling already. That's one horse that did fall at the race and unfortunately lost his life was Top Bandit, but Jack Kennedy unfortunately has been confirmed he has broken his leg once again. I don't know if he broke his leg once before, but he's at the breaking the bone once again. This lad, he's only 23. He was 20 clear in the Jockeys Championship race. That poor lad gets no luck, does he?
You couldn't name an unluckier fella. Like, just when we all thought he was getting a clear run and Davy bows out and, right, you're going to go a good season here, like, this goes and happens to him today. And as you said, they reckon it's a leg break. So it's probably a race against time for, I'd say he's definitely gone out of Dublin Racing Festival. I'd say it's probably a race against time for Cheltenham. But these boys are made out of different stuff, aren't you? You wouldn't be half surprised if you seen Jack Kennedy riding at Cheltenham Festival.
Oh, he will 100% be riding at the Cheltenham Festival. They will leave it to the last minute. If he's probably going to get a plate in his leg again. You won't be surprised if you see him in 6 weeks' time.
No, these jockey boys are made of different stuff. They are altogether.
Yeah, they're made of metal because half their body is metal.
Yeah, they have no pain threshold whatsoever. But like, it gives a chance now for a young guy like Jordan Gainford, who's probably going to get all the rides now for Gordon Elliott, and well and truly deserves a shot. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's like there's people have been said, "Oh, Davy's going to come out of retirement." There's no hope in hell Davy's going to come out of retirement.
No.
But look, as you said, it's a great chance for Jordan and Sam to take up the mantle. Look, the Dublin Racing Festival is coming up. They're going to have plenty of chances to win, to ride big race winners. So it's whether they can get to the state, take it all in their stride. Which, look, I've no qualms with it if Jordan Gainford is on a Gordon Elliott horse whatsoever.
Yeah,
because we saw what he could do at Limerick over Christmas on.
And not even that. He stood in today on Irish Point, and you wouldn't have known any different there. Let me tell you.
Gave the horse every chance and just got beat by a better horse than today.
Yeah.
What else is there? What else happened over the weekend? Some on Twitter want us to talk about omissions of hurdles. Low sun, in other words. Thoughts?
Yeah, listen, this is a very hard one now. Even in our chat today, when we seen it happening, we weren't too happy. But we can't really question the guys on this. Like, it can go really wrong. Like, as I was saying to Andrew, like, we got a prime example with She Wears It Well last year at Leopardstown when there was a bit of pressure put on and they left hurdles in and it just went completely wrong. I don't think we can question it. I know we don't like to see it at all when they're taken out. We believe it, like, you can ruin races and stuff like that. But I think we just have to go with their decision on the day because it can end very badly.
Yeah, and you'll get people as well saying, oh, why can't they run X, Y, and Z at earlier and races later and whatever. I don't think it's as easy as that.
No.
I think once you have the race program done and the races are run on X, Y, and Z, look, people say, the weather's coming up, why can't you just switch them around? It's a lot of logistics for trainers to get horses here and there and people like that. I don't think it's as easy as that.
No, definitely not. Like, nature like clouds could have went over and that race 5 minutes earlier or 5 minutes later could have been a go over all the world. Like, you seen the race after it go, but you just can't move a race like in the middle of the day and say, listen, we're going to move it until the sun goes. Like, that's just something you can't do. So I'd say the only thing they could maybe look at is moving races earlier in the day, but I could still see the same problem happening.
Yeah, 100%. Right, that's what we have covered down. We'll go through a few questions now. While I'm scrolling, thoughts on Bo Zenit? The English hope for the triumph bombed rightly out on Saturday.
Yeah, the little boys that thought they might have been onto something here was, whoa, this was a bad performance, let me tell you. He definitely, I don't think Lossiemouth was losing any sleep on Saturday evening, let me tell you that. He was poor now, and I don't know what excuses you have. Like, if he went in France on soft ground, you couldn't look at the ground as an issue. He looked in trouble a long way out, didn't he?
Yeah, do you know what I find it very strange? And it happens a lot with Gary Moore's horses. Not a lot of them jump well.
No.
And I don't know what it is, whether he doesn't do loose schooling or whatever the situation is. Like the likes of Goshen, they're very guessy. Even the Chaser, that he was well back to, I think it was the second last race at Sandown on Saturday. What's his name? He was in the purple and black colours, check colours.
Ooh,
God, hold up and I get. He was bad at jumping, and then you'd have, geez, if you go back and just look at some of Gary Moore's horses, a lot of them jump bad. Don't know what it is. He's very good at 2 mile chases for some reason. He had the likes of Sawyer Grugy, Editor De Geet, but hurdles seem to elude some of the horses, and they're very, very headstrong.
Yeah, they're very headstrong. You don't see a Gary Moore horse now. Like even Bozena, I was really shocked because like his form in France, like beating Blood Destiny, and I can't imagine the sum of money this fella was bought. We spoke about it the other day. I reckon this was hundreds of thousands. This guy was a good couple of hundred.
350, I think.
Yeah,
Something
like
along them lines.
it could have easily been that, and that was a poor performance the weekend. He definitely won't be in a trying picture after that running, anyways.
Michael Bimson wants to know, interested to see what, put it up on screen. Interested to see what Sean says about the Lawless and Naas times today. Did they crawl or was it a decent pace?
Oh, unfortunately, Michael, I was actually out today and haven't got a chance to do it.
One time your time to shine, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I'm at the blow me chance. I'll have it up on Twitter later for you, Michael.
I reckon. I don't know what. I just reckon they ran a solid. Looked like a solid enough pace. Who's top of the tree? Ginger Joe Racing. Who's top of the tree in the mares for now? Who do you think wins the mare, Sean?
I was an Epatante man now. I've been struck a bit of fear by Marie's Rock. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought she was very impressive at Cheltenham the last day. She came down there, first run of the season. I actually thought her price that day was a bit nuts, wasn't it? Like she went off 11-2. I thought she deserved a lot more respect than that. But she's going to have a massive play. If she comes in and she's sitting on the tails in second or third, I'd be deeply worried.
Epatante?
No, Marie's Rock.
Oh, Marie's Rock, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Marie's Rock. Like she's really putting the fear into me now against Epatante.
Yeah. Marie's Rock, I think she has everything. I really liked her as an novice. She just went off the boil altogether.
That just shows you, doesn't it, Nicky? Like, you didn't rush anything, gave her a time, and now he's come back.
I still don't think, like, I 3-1, I'd probably still have her shorter. She's the reigning champion. We all questioned it last year when she won, but she went off and then won a Punchestown, beating Epatante and all of them. Easy. Probably more easy than she did at Cheltenham. She comes back on her first run of the season, bolts up in a very competitive, was it grade 2 or grade 3?
Oh, listen, it's all there on paper. It's a very strong argument to be made for her. She could, as you said, I'm surprised with the bookies now that she hasn't been clipped a point shorter into like 2-1 or something like that.
These are races where there is going to be absolutely gung-ho front runners, which will set it up for her. I think 3-1. I'm on her at 6-1, and I think I'm very happy at 6-1.
Yeah, I'd be very happy. Like as you said, like Love Envoy or something like that might end up going on. As you said, might lack the toe, setting a good pace. And I think the likes of Epatante and Marie's Rock be sitting behind that waiting to bounce.
Yeah, like I respect Love Envoy, but she doesn't scare me in that way.
Yeah. No.
If she's coming there 2 hours, I think we're still going to do her.
Yeah, definitely.
The one who I do really think, and I put her up anti-post, was Brandy Love. If she translates her form going left-handed, what she does when she goes right-handed, she could be something different as well.
Yeah, I'd nearly argue the case that she should be a little bit bigger. Now, just on I know you look at Love Envoy now and coming out, but like we haven't seen her this season, and she's smack bang in the middle of like Marie's Rock, Epatante, and Love Envoy. They've all come out and done it this season. I'm surprised she wasn't a bit of a bigger price because we haven't seen her, and if she misses that Vega hurdle or doesn't go there, it'd be big mega red flags for me.
Yeah, but this is, I think we about an hour before we came on, we had a chat in our group about anti-post betting and it's gone and all that with prices, and this is she's priced up based on what she could be, not what she's done. She's based up on how good she could be going left-handed because she's a nutcase going right-handed. She's a Willie Mullins horse. Like, we haven't seen her since Fairyhouse last year.
Yeah, no, if you were backing her anti-post now, I'd be a little bit worried. I'd need her to do a force before. But as you said, like that is anti-post betting summed up at the moment. Like she's smack bang in the middle there, the betting horses who have come out and done it this season, and she's sitting in a stable and we know nothing about her so far, and she's probably being clipped on price for no reason whatsoever, and we haven't seen her.
Yeah. I think, and it's the Willie Mullins factor as well. He's done it so many years with Vega as well. Martin Lewis has a comment about your little baby behind you. Crazy. Constitution Hill has beaten Epatante. He won't know what's hitting when he sees Vauban in third, jumping the last. Thoughts, Sean?
Oh, couldn't be further wrong, Martin Lewis. If Vauban is sitting on Constitution Hill's tail at the third last, I give that no chance. I think Vauban. Listen, I think next season it'll probably be all about next season's when he might get. We see the best of him. He'll come on, I reckon, no doubt. But Constitution Hill, I don't know. I'd love to see him just murder and blitz that champion hurdle. I've said it many a time before. I think he's a good bit above all of this, and I think he's a freak. I just think he's a freak, simple as.
Yeah, I can't see him being beaten.
No,
I think he'll get a fright, but I don't think he'll be beaten. I think State Man, he's the type of horse who I think is improving with racing and will improve again at the Dublin Racing Festival. And I think he'll bring him to the last, and I think that's about as far as he'll bring him. I think once he jumps the last, he'll be Nico can't even fuck this up.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be Nico's biggest fan now, and I think I could sit on this horse, Andrew, and you could probably get back on the back, and he'd probably still win the champion hurdle. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, look at the whole Vauban. I'm not gone in Vauban either.
Do you know what? As I said, I thought first initial reaction to that race was at Christmas was I could maybe see Vauban turn and that, but I've watched it back a couple of times and State Man won that head and chest. He didn't ask him any serious questions and he pulled away at the end. Now he definitely gonna come on for the run. He could get a bit closer, but we weren't seeing State Man fully pushed out, and he's definitely the one they have to beat at the Dublin Racing Festival.
Yeah, I think for State Man, they're probably going to meet at the Dublin Racing Festival again. I just think he beats him by further this time. He does it so easy. It's effortless. He just looks like a horse that just does what he has to do. He's just like, not arsed, I'll win. You get near me and I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I'll pull up. You could easily see him pulling away again, couldn't you? Yeah. He is that sort of horse.
Yeah. Be interested to see how much of a race he makes of it. I've seen one there. Where the hell is it? This far out. Any handicap fancies yet?
I've had a little digging during the week now. I know you're definitely not a big fan of this one. Okay. I had a little look in the Martin Pipe, and this year with the new rules, we have the horses must run 4 times to qualify for the handicaps this year, and there's a lot of horses in there now who you'd say Willie's gonna have one, but they need 2 or 3 runs, and I wouldn't be a fan of a horse having 3 runs between now and Cheltenham, and then having the run at Cheltenham. And I just thought we're gonna have redemption in the Martin Pipe at the Langardan.
Oh, I was thinking, where the hell are you going with this? Will you just stop me? No, genuinely. He's the most overrated horse in training. He had everything right for the last 2 years. He ran out the back for telling. He got dropped like 4 pounds, and he just no.
Well, listen,
he was beat by Galopin Des Champs. Galopin Des Champs has beaten a lot of horses, and they're still shit. Doesn't mean if you get beat by Galopin Des Champs, you're good. He has no hope.
True, but them 2 pump miles clear, and I'm full sure he would have won the Martin Pipe. Looking at the winners last year, that came out.
He would have beat Bambridge.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened? He ended up on his arse.
He was sniped at the force. That's what happened, and all hopes were gone. But I just think the Langardan at 16-1 was a good each way bet for me.
No.
So roll on the last race, the Martin Pipe on the last day, where hopefully
€10 each way on Langardan in the Martin Pipe returns you -20. 100%.
Have you got any horses yourself? Have you looked through?
He's having way too many chances.
Listen, 1 chance and 1 fall. 3rd time lucky.
Stop. I'm all for a handicap plot job, but Jesus Christ. You can have handicap plot jobs and
Imagine we had garlic bread doing a handicap plot job. Imagine that was to happen.
Let's get on to this now. We will talk about this. Is good. We're talking about this now. I forgot about this. What happened over the week? So garlic bread, also known as Gaelic Warrior, was taken out of the Laurels and Ace this weekend, and we were all thinking, why is he that been taken out? And then we realized he has a mark of 136.
Yeah, geez, we had some crack during the week with this now, and he was.
So Tom has been screwed not once, but twice by WP Mullins.
So we've had Tom, who started off with Gaelic Bread as a Bartlett horse, then moved to the Ballymore, Now he was down to run in a 2-mile race at Clonmel. Does he run there? For if he goes missing and he
Yeah.
misses the Dublin
So
Racing Festival,
he is what we say. He's 136 plus English VAT, which will be
5'6",
140-ish, 141.
141, right on
Top
State Man's
weight.
mark last year.
Yeah.
No, not even top weight. You won't even
No,
have to carry top weight.
he won't. You're right. 140. It'd be 141, 142-ish, I'd say, with VAT. Imagine him
Yeah.
running a county hurdle or a mountain pipe.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, baby Jesus.
Clonsutton will have mortgages paid by the minute. Let me tell you that.
He is. Hold up, and I get the prices right
Now,
now.
I know people have started it already, and the prices have been clipped dramatically. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
it started off for him being about 20s and 16s, and I think he's into like 6 and 7 to 1 favorite in places.
When we looked at it after declaration, it was 18 to 1 for the Martin Pipe. He is now 12 best price for the county. He is best price garlic bread. Where are you? 16s from 20s.
Yeah. I'll just say to people now, this is a bit of a laughing joke at the moment, but if he runs now, his mark will be gone. The plans of that will be up in smoke. But if Garlic Warrior goes missing between now and the Dublin Racing Festival, this could be a real handicap one for us this year.
Start batting him in the Martin Pipe very quickly.
Yeah, just take as much as you can.
It's such a Willie Mullins thing. He always finds one that's half decent that ends up turning to be good, running a Martin Pipe and wins.
Yeah, like
he's done it with was it Don Poli? Sir Deschamps. He's done it with Galloping. He always finds a very good horse to win it.
Yeah, I struggled to have the handicap already. Like, they got it so wrong going into Cheltenham last year. They knew he was so well in, and I know like a couple of things on the day, maybe different way, and he might have won, but he's still off a mark. He's going to be thrown in no matter what handicap he goes into.
Yeah, Joe. Where is it? Joseph Connolly said he lost off 129 and he was a banker off 140 last. Holy God, I can't see it. Look, we gave Tom stick till the cows came home last year off it. It was simply on the back of it was Boodles. He is first run for Willie Mullins. He hasn't never run in Ireland. No, can't have it. Now he's at the coming out. He's at the winning Tramore by nearly a circus. He looks a more mature horse. He performed like a more mature horse. Look, there's still going to be question marks going left-handed because he jumped out to his right a lot at Cheltenham. But he looks a lot, even physically, he looks grown up. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. And I think 141, I know he was chucked in the Martin Pipe last year, but I think
listen, we even seen him at State Man last year. When these horses are really well in, like, they can go around the houses and still. That's how much State Man was well in, and I'd say Garlic Warrior would be easily the equivalent of well in for this race. He could go around the houses, pop away, and if he goes into this, Tom Rain will not sleep for weeks. Let me tell you that.
Tom Rain is currently writing bet slips right now. Garlic bread, Martin Pipe. How much can I have on?
What was that? Sorry.
It's too late now. Not repeating
it. I couldn't hear you. Sorry, I went there for a second.
Right. Well, anything else? One more. We'll take one more from the crowd. If I can't find one next 10 seconds, I'm not doing it. Go on. If you can see one, shout it out. We go this one. We stay on Martin Pipe thing. Will Three Car Bragg go to Martin Pipe or Bartlett if he gets a bit of soft ground in either race? Think he would have a big chance. Now, with this, I thought he was going to be a Martin Pipe horse all day long, and then I think it was one of the lads pointed out the owners have a hard on for having Adrian Heskin on the horse. But anyway, so if he runs, it's either going to be the Ballymore or the Alba Bartlett, depending on ground. If it's really soft, if somehow second week in March we have a deluge of rain and it's heavy ground on the Wednesday, I'd say Ballymore. If it's normal ground, good to soften places, I'd say Alba Bartlett.
Yeah, I know you thought earlier, we were talking about this a week or two ago, but I think three card. I definitely think trip will be the thing at the ground. I know you thought maybe he could go on the Martin pipe, but I just thought if they step him all the way out and the Heskin factor, like if you look at how much they don't run horses, like that Heskin can't ride in, it's actually mad to be honest. But I could see that being the Martin pipe gone and him going up to the Bartlett, and in an open Bartlett at the moment, with the looks of it, he'd have a really good chance, wouldn't he?
He'd have a great chance in that because, as you said, look, it's wide open. I put up bloody Hidden Valley Lake, who I know Henry's farm again has gone out the window, kind of.
Yeah.
It's hard to see it. I'm saying now, people are saying garlic bread is 3-1 with William Hill. Oh, they're gone non-runner money back. Don't go near that.
Oh no!
Don't even attempt to go near that. If you're backing him and you feel like you want to back him now, back him with someone that's not non-runner money back.
Yeah, no.
Even if he doesn't run, so what?
Yeah, no. I'd just say to people again, I'd say just take a little break on this for a moment and just see if he runs during the week. Because if he runs one more time, his mark will be blown completely. So I'd say just hold to it. I can't imagine him moving between now and Dublin Racing Festival if he doesn't run, because we haven't seen him. And if he goes by those two and we haven't seen him, I'd say there's a chance he's gone down the handicap route.
Right, last one we will take from Darren. Would you run a high senior or stairs hurdle, and would you give him a chance?
You know, it definitely would probably be the move I'd take. It's jumping over a fence. He's just too clumsy, and the stairs hurdle in an open division this year, I'd give him a hell of a lot more of a squeak in a stairs hurdle than I would in a Gold Cup.
Yeah, I'll keep this short and sweet. No and no.
No.
I just think his head is gone. His head is totally gone. Look, he could go off and win. I love him because he's an absolute head case. But no, I can't. I can see the angle because he can't jump fences. No. No.
Yeah, now that I think about it, actually, it'd probably be the right move to put him in the race, but would he win it?
It's the right move. Right, I'll rephrase that. Would he run in the stairs? Yes. Any chance? No.
No.
He can go and win. For all I care, I just wouldn't back him. Right. On that note, we will end it. We are back Wednesday with another weekend preview, and we'll have our latest anti-post video out on the Thursday, and then we're back as always on Sunday for another episode of Talking Points. So for me and Sean, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday for another weekend preview.